So I think we're at the end of the diorama now. Done the front of the pub there, which I really like the look of. It actually looks like a pub, which is obviously the plan. Put a little bit of detailing in the rear yard there. Finished cleaning up and then re-weathering the roads. Made it particularly dirty around there with the roadworks. Just put the old train up there, modern train coming past. Finished the roadwork scene, which I'm really happy with. And I must say, correct me if I'm wrong, but I can't find anywhere on YouTube where someone sort of dug in a road and then put a like a pipe system type thing in, you know. So I don't know whether I've created anything unique. It's difficult to do that these days because everyone's rehashed everyone else's ideas, which is obviously the whole idea of YouTube, sharing stuff. Hence why I'm doing this video. So if I have created something, unique-ish there, then I'm really happy with that. If not, then forget everything I've just said. But as a road working scene, I think it works. I know maybe prototypically you wouldn't have a skip in the middle of the road there, and you'd have traffic lights, etc. But to be honest with you, I'm so dying to get on with my layout now that I'm going to call it a day with this one. The only thing I was going to do was put lights up, which I don't really think, I'm sure I can be excused for not doing that. I don't think it's going to add a great deal, especially as it's probably just going to sit up there with my other diorama, so, excuse me for not doing that, but I just really want to get on with my layout. But I still stand by what I sort of said to myself, if you like, which is before I start cracking on modelling, do a couple of dioramas, because I've learnt so much in doing that one over there, which was my previous video. That was my very first one about a year ago, and I used to think that was really good, but now I'm looking at it and thinking, well, no, I can do way better than that now. That's the whole idea. What I don't want to do is end up with a layout that looks like that, and then a year, 2 years, 10 years later when I've finished, start moving on and thinking, oh, I wish I'd taken my time or done a bit more practice. So anyone who's starting a layout, I really, really do recommend that you do two dioramas. The first one, if you look at my I'm not saying do my dioramas, but the first one incorporates sort of the plaster cloth and mountain terrain look. So if you look at my previous diorama, you'll see that. And then the next one is obviously this more detailed scene. I don't know how much more detailed I can be. I mean, if this was my proper layout, I'd definitely have temporary traffic lights. I'd definitely have street lights. I have actually put lights in the pub, but I can pull that straight off and use that somewhere else in the layout. What else would I have? Probably have some kind of coloured lights, either inside or around the clock tower shining up. I've seen them at a model railway show, which I'd quite like. I'd have traffic lights. They're easy to do. I'd definitely have traffic lights. A lot more people. I wouldn't mind some kind of, I don't know whether they do it almost like a mini tiny little disco light inside the pub in one corner. I think that would add a lot of detail. Not a lot of detail, a lot of interest to the scene. Pelican crossing, flashing, thingamajigs. So there is actually a lot of detail I could carry on doing, but now I've sort of got that far, I wouldn't say it'd be a waste, but I'm absolutely chomping at the bit to get on with my layout, which I'm not even going to show you. It looks exactly the same as my first update, purely because I've been doing that diorama that I just showed you, and I've spent quite a bit of time on this. A couple of things that I really do like about it, I know I kept saying it in the video, is the multicoloured flock. And a silly thing, but I think this security fence has just added so much detail. It really has. I like the the road markings. I definitely would use them again. I don't think I'd bother painting road markings when you can buy them to look like that. I haven't got an airbrush. Everything's been done by hand. I seem to be using a lot of the charcoal pencil on the old sandpaper technique, which is weathered basically everything, including the bridge. I just did that very, very basic, because I'll probably end up pulling that off. That was 20 quid, I think. And I think that was about 15-20 quid, so I'll probably leave it sitting around for a while, because as I'm getting my layout started, you know, you look over at things like this and it just gives you a little bit incentive, you know. So I'll probably leave that all set up for a little while. So there is a lot of things I could carry on doing, but I do genuinely think that's good enough for me to say, yeah, okay, I would be happy if my layout looked like this, and B, I think there's enough meat there, if you like, for a YouTube video to get some interest and give someone some hints and tips. But definitely, if you're starting out and you've got blank boards like me, do these 2 little dioramas. It really does give you confidence, ideas, and the boost you're going to need to get on with your main layout. But I must have said it about 1,000 times, but I am pleased with it, and the reason I keep saying it is because I'm really pleased with it. I'm sort of proud of myself, really. Don't forget, you know, I was telling the truth when I said I hadn't done any modelling before, hence I did that diorama over there, which you know, got me on the ladder, if you like. But I am really happy with it, and I'm happy with myself in what I've created here. And I know I said that was my favourite bit of modelling, which so far it is, because it just looks, I don't know, it looks modelled, it looks complete. I haven't fixed that down, as you've just heard. I've just hit that tower. So what I'm going to do is, the bit of track ends there and there, so I'm just going to do a video down here with the train going past. I'm going to add a bit of track on either side. Then, as with my previous diorama, I'm going to leave you with some stills, and I'd really, really like your comments on where you think I could have improved if it was the actual layout. Bits you like. Definitely I want to hear bits you don't like, because, you know, I'm not going to learn anything by just going, oh, that looks great, yeah, well done. You know, I'm interested in what people think. That's why I'm creating videos and putting them on YouTube. The weathering, I think, is definitely good enough for the charcoal pencil and these Metcalfe buildings. I think that really does look genuinely enough, because you can't really weather cardboard that much. I think that really does actually look the part. And I am pleased with that, I really am, because I feel that I've created something that really does, I don't know, tell a story, if you like. You know, they're obviously there, it's temporary, because it's not, it looks like it's set up for the afternoon. They've had to get in and dig something up. They've got to the pipe and they're going to repair it. If I'd had it, I would have liked some kind of couple of work lorries on there. That would help tell the story, because that's what you're basically doing with this. You know, you're telling a story. And I look at it as not a piece of art, but rather than just a model railway, I look at that as if it's like a 3D picture. That's what we're creating, is some kind of 3D picture. And that's why I'm happy with it, because I think I've achieved what I've set out to do there. So I'm just going to leave you with some trains going over and some stills, and I will look forward to speaking to you soon regarding updates on the layout. So thanks for watching this video. I know it's quite long. Hopefully you've learnt something, or, you know, given you some kind of incentive to go and do something similar. And thanks for watching.